Om. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, we are already that which we are seeking. We are already the self. But because of our incomplete knowledge, we consider ourselves to be the body. There also corruption takes place, and we think of ourselves to be father, mother, daughter, sister, etc. Spirituality as a journey, as a process, is for this one who is identified, so that he can come to the correct assessment subjectively as regards to who he or she is. There is no he or she there. Because I am a he, I am saying he all the time. He is. And that becomes the spiritual sadhana. And this sadhana is practiced or is happening in its own absence. No sadhana is required because you are already that. You are the continuous one, you are the permanent one, you are the constant one, you are the undivided one, you are the one who has na karmana, has never done karma, na prajaya, has never had children, na dhanena, has never got any wealth. You are the one who are ever unattached to everyone.
Alert from software update.
Unattached to everyone and everything. Attachment is a myth. It is not possible. Nothing in this creation can be attached to anything. And yet, the seeker is continuously, I have to detach from this, I have to detach from this, I have to detach from the world, I have to detach from the body, I have to detach from the senses, I have to detach from the thoughts. Are Buddhu, you were never attached. That's why life is moving forward, no? Are your eyes attached to anything that they are seeing? Sometimes my eyesight is on him, then her. Sometimes I close my eyes, it's within. The eyes are not attached to anything. Is the mind attached to thoughts? If the mind was attached to thoughts, it will think of the same thought again and again and again and again and go mad. But let's think, how many thoughts are coming in your mind? How many words I am speaking? My mouth is not attached to words. Your mind is not attached to the words that are coming in your mind as thoughts. It's allowing. One thought comes, okay, go man, next. Then you go, next, then next, then next, then next. Are you attached to being the waker, dreamer, or sleeper? No. Every day they come, they go, stay for some time, and then they go away. You cannot be permanently attached to anything in this creation. That is the nature of creation. Nothing is attached to anything. Day is not attached to night, night is not attached to day, year is not attached to the next year, senses are not attached to the stimuli, mind is not attached to the senses, intellect is not attached to the thoughts. Similarly, if we keep going, I is not attached to the mind, because waking, dream, deep sleep, they happen in the mind to the mind. They are not happening out there. With this premise, we jump into meditation. Now how do I undo? Okay, I understand logically, it seems clear that nothing is attached to anything. If nothing is attached to anything, I'm not attached to anything, then why can't I recognize that I am the constant one? What we told you was the principle. Did you take that information which was told to you just now as something to process in your mind intellectually, or did you apply it right here and now while I am speaking on yourself subjectively? Are you able to be in the disposition and actually directly experience how the senses are not attached to the stimuli, how the mind is not attached to the senses? Because sometimes it is attached to the, for one moment it is attached, it is uh, uh, it is with eyes, then it drops the eyes, then it is with ears, then it drops the ear, then it is with the nose. So it also keeps changing. And also mind is not with the thoughts. Can you directly perceive this at this very moment? If you can, wonderful. Then the natural question, if we are in this disposition deeply, intensely, with awareness, without awareness, this disposition will not come. Then as a natural consequence, the thought will come, then who am I? If I'm not attached to anything, then why do I feel attached? This attachment is happening where there is no attachment possible. It's only an imagination. An imagination can be cut only by another imagination. That is the rule. An imagination can be cut only by another imagination. And what is that imagination? How did you think of the imagination? How did you delve into the imagination? That I'm attached to body. Body is an imagination. Attachment is also an imagination. I'm the mind. Mind is an imagination. You have never seen it, but you say, I have got a mind. You have never seen the thoughts, but you say, I have got the thoughts. No, no, doctors can do all this and they can know that there are thoughts coming and going. That vibration you can get with an inert object also. Because object is nothing but energy, condensed. An object broken up, destroyed is nothing but energy. Energy crystallized is nothing but an object. So don't go by that data. Go by your personal assessment of your what you call as your faculties, because you are identified where is no identification possible. So all the dreams, all the imaginations, everything that you are attached to seemingly is nothing object, is this creation. How do you know the creation? By way of word or thoughts. Word are expressions of thoughts in the gross manner. Now, how do you cancel this if it is not true? Then how do I cancel this word? You have to use another word. You have to use another word. So instead of saying I am attached to the world, how do I detach? Get attached, because imagination, now imagine that you are the self or God. So you get attached to God. So you are cutting one attachment by another attachment. In other words, you are cutting one idea, one imagination which came into existence only because there was a thought in your mind, by another thought which does not lead to conclusion, which consumes you completely. Just like you think of sleep, sleep consumes you completely. Who am I? The great master's mind was consumed completely by the question, who am I, and its answer and the result of it. But it was a conclusionless conclusion, because the conclusion was, I am all that there is. Now, who will you tell this to? There is no one else other. Just like the waker wanting to sleep goes to sleep, in sleep he cannot say I am sleeping. Whom will he tell anyone that I am sleeping? He cannot. Similarly, the one who is realized, the one who is abiding in the self, he cannot say that I am abiding, because there is no otherness from the self point of view, from the self disposition. Thoughts, words are way of communication, and communication is always where there is two. We have taken the support of the word. Instead of thinking of the world, we have made the word useful by help to cut the thoughts of the world, and instead replace them by the thought of the self or thought of the God. And when that thought of God, word of God, how does it consume you? Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, Para. Para is the ultimate consummation. Gross chanting, subtle chanting, causal chanting, and going beyond all the three. When you go beyond all the three with this understanding, then there is no otherness. Everything is the self alone, no communication required. Therefore, it is said, Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. Self is that where the words cannot reach, the words cannot illuminate the self. And neither the mind can comprehend. So, this 10-15 minutes has brought you to that point where you see the futility of using the word or thoughts to pursue the self. The rules of engagement with the world by way of word or thoughts, which give a conclusion. Book, immediately book is in front of me. Day, I have an experience of the day. Laptop, it is in front of me. When I say self, we say conclusionless conclusion. Why? There is no object for reference. There is no form for reverence when we use the word self, when we use the word I. Coming to this correct knowledge of our being, in spite of thoughts, is the goal. Here the journey ends. Now you are back to being the original.